Samuel Basallo absolutely knocking the cover off the ball in the minors. Dylan Beavers almost one-upping him. These guys are ready for the bigs. And this guy, Ryan Nota, the Birds pick him up yesterday, and today he actually makes a difference by driving in the tying run against what ultimately was a walk-off win from the Chicago Cubs against the Orioles. Hello, everybody. I'm Jon Leiberman. This is Orioles Digest. We have a lot to get to. The Birds having trouble scoring runs this weekend in Chicago, and they lose dramatically in walk-off fashion as Keegan Akin gives up a two-run dinger in the bottom of the ninth today. So a rough weekend for the Birds, but a big problem scoring runs. Where will the help come from? We're going to show you the numbers for Samuel Basallo and Dylan Beavers. Both of those guys hitting the cover off the ball, and both of those guys ready for the majors. Mike Elias has indicated they will get their shot this year. We're probably still a few weeks away, but when you look at their numbers, they're absolutely outstanding, and they jump off the scorecard. Plus, the Birds make a sneaky move yesterday, picking up Ryan Nota. Today, as I mentioned, he had an impact in the ball game. Who is Ryan Nota? We're going to get to that. You do know who Kyle Bradish is, and actually, he got a start at AAA Norfolk today as he gets closer and closer back to the bigs. We'll go over what he did in Norfolk, and we also have an update on Kate Povich coming off of the IL, and one of the Birds prospects that they traded for at the trade deadline, Warren Watts-Brown. He makes his Bay Sox debut as well. So lots to get to. Please like, subscribe, do all of the things because, there's still a lot of baseball left, and the Birds are showing signs of life. But more importantly, a lot of guys are going to get a shot here down the stretch to show what they can do as the Birds head into this very, very, very important offseason. And, we have to remember that a lot of the deals that the Birds made for these young arms, a lot of the talent acquired by the O's this deadline is going to be prospect capital for the front office this offseason. So they're going to have to make deals to acquire big league talent using some of the guys that they just brought in. So, again, it is make or break for Mike Elias this offseason. But let's start with, let's just get right to some video. Let's start with Dylan Beavers from today, from the left side of the plate, and absolutely just mashing it out. Multiple home runs this weekend. And why not? If you want to do that, then let's look at Samuel Basallo recently as well from that left side of the plate, just absolutely mashing the ball as well. The numbers for these two guys jump off the screen. Let's look at them right now. Dylan Beavers, 301 at-bats, 68 runs, 91 hits, 16 dingers, 46 RBIs, a 941 OPS. Samuel Basallo, 235 at-bats, 43 runs, 63 hits, 21 dingers, 54 runs batted in, and a 974 OPS. Absolutely just amazing numbers. Two guys, both over 900 OPSs. Just today, Beavers hits a leadoff homer for Norfolk, and then two batters later, Samuel Basallo goes deep. I mean, these guys are something else. You're going to see them at the majors sooner rather than later, and it's going to be exciting. Now, speaking of exciting, a bit of an under-the-radar call-up. We're going to get to Kyle Bradish in a second. But this guy, Ryan Nota has been called up. And Ryan Nota actually, notably, singled in the tying run in the ninth today for the Birds to at least give them a shot before Chicago walked it off. Ryan Nota provides a left-handed bat for the Birds since, of course, Ryan O'Hearn is now playing out in San Diego. And Nota has two minor league options, but if we look at his numbers, it'll be interesting to see what he can do. He's 29, appeared in 16 games with the White Sox this year. His numbers were not very good, as you can see. He was with the A's before that. In 2023, he played in 128 games and 36 in 2024. Now, he did in 23 hit 16 homers, 54 ribbies, a 770 OPS. That was back in 23. So it'll be interesting here what Ryan Nota can provide for the Orioles, but we do know he does provide a left-handed bat that the Orioles really, really need, at least until they call up Bautista and Dylan Beavers. So it'll be very interesting to see what Ryan Nota can do for this Birds team. Speaking of what somebody can do, Kyle Bradish continues to climb up the minor league ranks for rehab. Surprisingly, he actually started in AAA today for his third rehab start. The numbers are not good, but the good news is Kyle Bradish throwing in AAA, which means he's yet another step closer to the major leagues. And we can look at his numbers here. Again, he got shelled, right? 3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 7 runs. 5 of those were earned, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. 57 pitches, 36 strikes for the Birds, and that was Kyle Bradish's day. But notably, he pitched at AAA, and again, 1 step closer to the major leagues. So it's good to see all the way around. A couple other notes that we should talk about. That is Sammy Bautista that we talked about, and we saw him. And let's get back live. So, a couple other bird tidbits that we should get to. Warren Watts-Brown, one of the guys acquired at the trade deadline for the Birds, made his Bay Sox debut today and struck out 6. He looked fabulous. So, again, stockpiling young arms. Not everybody was thrilled about it at the trade deadline, but the reality is the Birds got a ton of young arms. The Birds signed more prospects than anybody else out of the draft. So you're starting to build that farm system back up again. Don't forget, not just because you need to build the farm system back up again, but because potentially they'll use some of these guys as trade capital over the offseason, which will be probably the most important Birds offseason in decades, because the expectations are super high for next season. And quickly, Cade Povich will be coming off of the IL. He'll leave the injured list Monday, tomorrow, and he will pitch in Philadelphia against the Phillies. I'm Jon Leiberman. This is Orioles Digest.